Hello, my name is Loreena McKennitt. I'm speaking today to express my deep concerns regarding a proposed glass plant here in Stratford, Ontario, and the greater implications this initiative has for this community, the surrounding area, and for the future of our democracies. This is a story of our times, in an age of reckoning. I came here from Manitoba over 30 years ago, the daughter of a livestock dealer and a registered nurse, struggling to make my way in the music business. In the years that I've been associated with this community, I've watched it grow and evolve in so many wonderful ways. It has been enriched not just because there is a world-renowned theater here, but also because of its very rich history involving agriculture, the railway, and manufacturing. I have also lived here long enough to see some worrying patterns. My concerns largely echo those raised by many others in this community, which include the loss of prime agricultural land, environmental degradation, water consumption, as well as employee and human rights issues. As one person put it, it's a complex hornet's nest of issues, all of which deserve time and full disclosure to work through properly and transparently. Although my concerns lie across multiple themes, it is the manner in which this process has been conducted which has denied opportunities for the public to comment, which concerns me most. A manner which I believe diminishes the integrity of our very democracy, particularly on a local level, although it appears strands of this story go beyond the local. We are living at a time when citizens' trust in their governance and world order is plummeting. This can be witnessed from Hong Kong to Washington, Budapest to London, a trust which is long and difficult to build, but quick and easy to lose. As we approach the wonderful time of Christmas, I see in our market square, mounted high on a pedestal, the word hope. And yet in this time of pandemic, when people are not just losing their jobs, but their loved ones too, with no way to grieve together, where frontline workers are reluctantly going to work each day just to keep lives in our society going, they are running low on hope. In this time of climate change, in which we see species going extinct, and which is traumatizing our youth, who will be the undeserving beneficiaries of the challenges our generation's short-sightedness and selfishness has created, I see them running low on hope. And yet, at the end of the day, and even though the odds look grim, it may well be that as a civil society, this is all we have left. But hope needs many things to flourish, especially in these desperate times. It needs courage, it needs action, but it also needs trust. Trust that we will be each other's keeper, that our systems of checks and balances and accountability are not there to be gamed or scammed or circumvented, nor are resources of water, people, and nature to be further colonized. Citizens are tired. They are fearful and riddled with worry. They are simply immersed in the act of survival and do not want or deserve the extra burden of pursuing their elected representatives to find out what they might be up to against these citizens' interests. We elected leaders to be the custodians of our trust, this incredible, valuable, yet perishable trust. In the 14 years in my role as Honorary Colonel in the Canadian Forces, I've spent considerable time with individuals who believe they are on the front lines of democracy, representing and defending the values of Canadians. They, like I, believe them to be amongst the most special and cherished of values, encompassing integrity, honesty, compassion, self-sacrifice, equality, to name but a few, and which all reside on the common bond of trust. A system of checks and balances which has been hard fought and died for, and which has been entrusted to those we choose to lead and represent us. In this time of declining trust in our societies, whether it be trust in facts, science, or truth, the burden falls to our elected officials to go out of their way to prove that they can be trusted, by enhancing transparency, by ensuring full disclosure of critical information in a timely fashion, information which is often complex and technical and which demands time to digest and respond to exert restraint from the misuse of mechanisms of obfuscation such as frequent in-camera meetings, to invite public feedback in a time frame which can allow for that feedback to be taken into account. If our elected officials seek to enjoy the citizens' trust, then there needs to be a process which nurtures and encourages that trust. The citizens' participation in projects such as these are the last check and balance on a system which is there to work on their behalf, not in spite of them. And if this step is in any way abandoned or compromised, we have committed adultery to the democracy we love so dear. You cannot have hope if you cannot have trust. You cannot have hope in the future if we cannot trust each other. Hope lies in trust. It is my sincere wish that this Council will, now and in the future, ensure that all lines of valid concerns regarding this proposal and future proposals will be pursued with the highest of integrity, with the citizenry fully informed and involved. They deserve no less. We need to know that our elected officials are forward-looking. We don't need jobs at any cost or money in our public coffers if the price comes too high. We need to know they're always seeking and aiming to be aligned with the highest standards and best practices with respect to employees' rights in the workplace, with respect to environmental and climate change considerations, with respect to equality and human rights, and finally, to always uphold the strongest democratic practices. Hope is all we have left, and it rests on the trust we have with you.